Amazon KDP is changing, competition is rising, and things are getting harder. So in this video, I'm going to be going through how I'm going to change my strategy going forward in order to be able to succeed in 2025. Now, first things first, guys, I'm just going to get straight into what I'm going to be doing moving forward, and just kind of like my rundown of how I think things are going inside this business. I've been in it for over 7 years now, so I've seen everything. And honestly, in the past 1 to 2 years, I think things have changed the most. Going into this business, it used to be a lot different back in the day, and so therefore, every year I've had to adapt, and this is what I'm going to be doing in terms of that heading into the new year. Now, first thing I want to say is that less is more. This is going to be my strategy going forward. Now, personally, I think having 5 books ranging from 50,000 to 100,000 BSR is worse than having 1 book below 10,000 BSR. And this right here is basically why I'm changing my strategy going forward. Quantity makes you spread yourself thin with reviews and just the whole process in general. Obviously, the more books that you make, the more rushed you are in the process, the less reviews you get on each, and you basically just take a loss on little things, which obviously ruins the quality heading forward. Now, basically when it comes to this, what's going to happen is you're not going to go as hard with the launch, you're not going to go as hard with the ads, getting reviews. You're basically just going to rush the whole process, as I said, whether that means your cover, your graphic design, the whole creation process in general. Just think about it. Obviously, if you're throwing 3, 4, 5 books out there compared to just 1, you're going to take a loss on a few things heading into creating that book, running ads, investment, these types of things. And so that's why the main reason why I think it's better to just go all in on 1 book, as long as it meets some criteria that I'm going to go through as well. Now, one thing I'll say is you cannot afford to lose quality in this game anymore. As I said, competition's rising every year. You do need to step it up in terms of the quality you create with your books. So it's pretty important that you ace that part. Now, in saying that, I do believe that you should just go all in on 1 book, put all your eggs in 1 basket. Then once it's full, it's ready to go, it's done, you've done everything you can to optimize that book and create it at a 10 out of 10 level, then you move on to the next. Instead of creating a bunch of books at maybe an 8 out of 10, 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, whatever it is, and kind of just getting quantity out there. Now, in saying that though, if you are going to go all in on 1 book, you need to make sure that it ticks off the boxes of the following things. This is not a low price. Ideally prices above $11.99 across the board. This is starting to really annoy me in my kids niche at the moment. People are pricing their books way too low, $6.99, $7.99, $8.99. It's peanuts. And it's very hard to be able to rank these books and start investing in ads when my profit margins are pretty low. Hence why I made the video in my last video that I'm going to be probably heading out of that niche, and this is one of the main reasons why. So if you're going to go all in on 1 book, make sure the prices are high so your profit margins are good. You easily know you can destroy the competition. So whether this means straight away you see their covers are pretty bad, or maybe you can beat them on the number of content they have. Let's just say they've got 20 stories, you can throw in 30, obviously more value there. Maybe there's an option for video tutorials, I don't know, but wherever you think you can win, you need to know straight away in this keyword, in this niche, that you can create a way better book than the competition. Now, as I said before, it must actually make good money, not only in terms of high pricing, but also in terms of BSR. You want to, personally for me, this is what I'm going to be doing. This is what I think you guys should be doing. If you're watching this video, you want to start heading into books that have very, very low BSR. Like 50,000 to 100,000 is good, but now I'm starting to dive into okay, where are these books making really, really good money? Under 20,000 BSR across 3 books inside the keyword is what I'm going to be looking for personally. Obviously, it's going to be harder to publish into these more often than not, but if you're just publishing all in 1 book, you should be able to compete. The next thing I'll be looking for in the keyword is, are there translation opportunities, and how's the audiobook side of things as well. Obviously, if you're going to go all in on one book and create a really good book in the US market, you want to double check as well as a bonus, okay, am I going to make some money here on the translation market and Audible as well, possibly. So I'd be checking that as a bonus. Now, as I said before, competition is rising. Am I worried about it? No. But the truth is that, with artificial intelligence now, it's much easier to create books nowadays. As you know, overall, I'm staying away from peanut price, low content books, and in general, books that are just easily made with AI. Storybooks, jokes books, simple topics a kid could make a book on. Personally, I'm staying away from those. Any person in a third world country or any kid out there that it doesn't even need that much of an investment to create these books, personally, I'm staying away from them, because you're just going to get flooded with all these books, and they're just going to price these books a lot lower as well. Overall, just remember though, when it comes to the competition, don't be scared of it. Remember, if it's harder for you, it's harder for everyone else too. It's not an excuse to do nothing. You just need to plan accordingly in terms of that. Now, quality must be high level. As I said before, every year the quality standards rise. Back when I started 7 years ago, you could get away with some absolute dog water books. I remember my first book that I published and the money it made. I still can't believe today that it made that much money. Obviously, eventually it died, but super important that these books are like really, really good quality, because these days there's just no chance you're going to get away with an average book. Now, in saying that, your books need to be at least 8 out of 10, 10 out of 10 quality, or you'll be toast in this game. If quality is important nowadays, as well as high review count, etc., you need to use this energy on big shark keywords that are insanely profitable. Put your energy into niches that will pay big. Obviously, if you're going to go all in on one book, you're going to get 100 reviews, you're going to do all these things. You need to make sure that you're going to head into a keyword that's, obviously making a shit ton of money. Now, if you do want to publish more books and increase quantity, this is where I would do it. If you have free time, you want to publish more books, these are the only two reasons that I would do it. One being where the review count doesn't matter as much, where you see 2 or more books making money from low review counts, as well as you think also that you can create a better quality book. Obviously, the money you make depends on the competition and the BSRs that you see. So if you think you can step in and create a pretty quick book that is fine with 20 reviews or 30 reviews, and you can make money from that, go ahead. You could probably make a bit of money. Don't do this though unless you put your first book that you really want to make that money on first. And then the next thing I'll say is trends. Not really something I focus on anymore, but it is a nice bonus that can make a shit ton of money for 1 month or so during that whenever that event is. So any books related to Christmas or Easter or any other random events in the World Cup, Olympics, these types of things, just remember though, they're not evergreen, so it's just bonus things that you can do in your spare time if you have it. Now, the next thing I'll say as well is don't sleep on translated markets. A lot of money is to be made in these markets, and a lot of people haven't really touched them. Spain, France, Germany, Italy, these are really big markets where you can make a lot of money. Make sure though that your translations are triple checked and done correctly. I don't know what it is about these other markets, but it's very easy to get negative reviews in these markets. So just make sure you invest the extra money to have a really good translator and just get it triple checked. Otherwise, you will get flooded with negative reviews in these markets. In terms of getting reviews on these books, reviews must be verified on the US store, and then they will transfer over to whatever the translated market is. I have a video on translating your books and all of this stuff. If you want to go ahead and do that, check it out on the channel. Now, overall, guys, I'm basically doing the same shit. I'm just publishing less to increase review count on my books and overall quality of the book. I'm staying away from low priced books or easy to make books, and I'm focusing more on keywords that make a lot of money. And that basically wraps up, everything that I wanted to say of how I'm moving forward into 2025. If you have any ideas of, what you're going to be doing and what you've seen change, go ahead, write it in the comments. If you have any questions, you need any help, feel free to ask me in the comments as well. I'll get back to you there. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.